Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time again, but exams are over and that means a new video. But this won't be the Heresy Academy because I'm still working on the script. This will be me talking about Warhammer the Old World because I'm very excited about the game. Yes, I know the other day Warhammer 3 Total War 3 was announced, but I'm not talking about Warhammer Total War 3. There's other channels for that. I'm talking about the tabletop game. And how excited I am, by the way. So I'm here looking at the map of the old world, and I feel like in Warhammer the Old World we are going to have a lot of different armies. So when we had Warhammer Fantasy back in the day, basically you had the Bretonnians and the Empire as human factions. I think that we will have a lot more human armies in the next installment. I think we will not only have armies for Grand Cathay, but I think we will also have armies for Nippon, Int, and Araby. Very excited for that, but that's not the subject of today. The subject of today is what do I think, which units will the Grand Cathay army have in the game, in the old world game. So basically, Grand Cathay is Warhammer China, right? So you would expect them to take inspiration from Chinese history, and I think the most popular Chinese history-ish thing, you know what I mean, is the Three Kingdoms. So what does that mean? I hope that the armies of Grand Cathay have like totally awesome generals that like beat up infantry like to the hundreds, like the generals described in the Three Kingdoms, basically. But then what cavalry would they have, or what other things would they have? And that's quite exciting because I think you can do a lot of stuff here. Well, firstly, from what I've gathered on the internet, the dragons of Cathay are different to the dragons of the old world. So that means the dragons in the old Warhammer Fantasy. So the old Warhammer Fantasy dragons were like these European dragons, right? Bulky, spitting fire, having wings, and so on. Well, the Eastern dragons, I don't really know if it's just the Chinese dragons. They're like these giant air snakes, basically. Very thin and lean, don't have wings, fly in the air through magic, and I think that's what the dragons of Cathay will look like. Can I imagine their emperor sitting on a dragon? Yeah, I think so. Karl Franz was sitting on Deathclaw, but Karl Franz won't be in the old world game. Don't get angry at me, I know. It's like 200 years before him. Excuse me. So, but away from I think there will be some generals on dragons from Cathay, yes. But I think with all the other stuff, you have two possibilities. So, from what I've gathered, it is known that Cathay has some clay soldiers, like the famous Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is an army that is made out of clay or terracotta, and it's in the tomb of a king from China. He basically had his army at his side when he was laid down into his grave. So I think what you can do here is either you can have them have all their army made out of constructs, but I don't think that would be as cool because the clay soldiers basically are just animated skeletons. What I would find cool is when you have normal soldiers um, that are accompanied by clay constructs. So, for example, you would have the normal soldiers with sabers and shields or whatever, like basically normal Chinese infantry, and then you have like constructs, golems, giant golems that are made out of terracotta or medium-sized golems like croxigors. So you basically have croxigors, and then you have maybe something the likes of bone giants, all made out of terracotta, and then clay, basically, and that could be very very cool. And I think that's also the approach they're taking, because that's all already known in the about Cathay. Even though there's almost nothing known about Cathay, there's a couple of things known about Cathay. So now we have the generals that are super souped up. We have the clay soldiers. We have the normal soldiers, who will be basically normal humans, I guess. Maybe they will have an emphasis on heavy infantry, but I feel like humans with heavy infantry are like already filled out by chaos. Maybe they have a horde army, but I know this is getting too specific. I don't know. But what about the cavalry? Now this is funny, because it dawned on me the other day. I think because the avatar of the warrior in the Chinese mythology is like a tiger, I think, and or a honorable warrior, and basically you can say, okay, well, it's Warhammer Fantasy. Elves have lion chariots and lion riders. I don't know. I never really was interested in elves. But I don't think that they should have lion cavalry. I think it would fit the setting. I think it wouldn't break the setting when they had lion cavalry, and if they would have tiger cavalry. I would love it more if tigers would be some sort of companion for generals, for example. So you have your general, and you can buy him a tiger, which is his companion, basically, that fights with him. Could they also ride on big tigers? I guess it wouldn't break Warhammer Fantasy if they did that, because Kislev is riding on bears, on polar bears. Well, I love that. That is pretty funny. I have to say that Kislev riding on bears, extremely funny. I know, but back to the topic. I could see them riding on tigers, but I would like it more if they had something of a more dignified role in being companions for generals, or like you have like one beast handler or something, and he's like having a unit of tigers, basically like the kings had with the salamanders. Sorry, I don't know the English term. All the books I own for Warhammer Fantasy were in German. So I think that would be pretty awesome. And also maybe the infantry, the elite infantry, is a little tiger themed. I don't know. Um, this is all very much speculation, as you know. I will put it in the title as well. But I'm very excited for Warhammer the Old World. And I felt like doing this video in between, so you don't get sad that I don't put out the Heresy Academy. I swear Heresy Academy comes next week. I will release it next week. But I need more time for the Heresy Academy. And I also promise to make more videos. And probably I will make another video on the weekend about what other human armies could be in the old world and how to differentiate them. Okay, thank you all. That's been it for the video today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming back to the channel. I know I've been more or less inactive, but exams are more important than YouTube videos. Thank you all for listening. Be excited for the old world. Paint your models, and bye bye. Stay healthy.